Good morning. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the important data structure, that is arrays. Okay. So, why do we require these arrays? As we know, arrays are non-primitive data structure. That means they are derived data structure. Now, why we require arrays? Let's see first. In a program, when I declare any integer variable, say integer a, okay, or suppose integer a is equal to 5, what will happen? In the memory, suppose this is a memory which is holding address 2030, okay, in this particular memory there will be space allotted for this a, okay, which will hold the data 5, right? So now if I say a is equal to 10, that time what will happen? This 5 will get replaced with value 10. So now at the same location there is data which is 10. So now by any means I cannot retrieve the previous data because it has been overwritten by this data, right? So this is the drawback of primitive data type. This is the drawback of primitive data type, that it can hold or it can have only single data at a time. So this a can be either 5 or 10. It cannot be 5 and 10. But if I want to save the marks of 5 students, or if I want to save the data of 100 different students, then in that case this declaration of 100 different variable is maybe difficult or very complex, right? So to overcome this problem we require arrays. Okay? So first of all we will discuss a few important things about arrays. First is arrays is linear data structure. Okay, it is a linear data structure, and secondly arrays are homogeneous data structure. That means array can hold data of same data type. How? We will see. Let's see the syntax of array. So when I want to declare any array, this is the syntax of array, right? Where this is a data type, this is a parent name, or it is also called as an identifier, and this is a size of array. Okay, so this is a syntax of array, which followed with data type, parent name or identifier, and size. Okay, to define any array or to process any array, it requires index number. This is also one of the important concepts of array, that to process the data of array we require the index number. Now let's see what. When I declare an array of 5, that means in the memory what will happen? First of all, it is a array of 5 elements. Okay, that means 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It will hold this 5 data. So index number will be from 0 to size minus 1. So these are the index value of this array. Okay, so it will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is size minus 1. Okay, so in memory block 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is going to be allotted for this A in a continuous memory location. Okay. So suppose this is a memory and suppose this is an address. We'll take a simple one: 2020, 2024, 2028, 2032, 2036 and so on. So because we have declared the array with integer data type, so it is holding 4 bytes of data, and that's why this is like 20202024. So in between there will be 21, 22, 23, 24 like that. Okay, but each of the block is of 4 bytes, right? So this is how the memory will be allocated. So this is the index number of this array. Okay, so got the concept of index number. So when I want to process a data, we are going to process the data using this index number. So this is the formula for that. So it starts from 0 to size minus 1. And the exact syntax of any array is data type, identifier, okay, and size. So int a of some size, that is n. So this is a syntax of array. Okay. Now let's move on to how to declare arrays. Okay. We'll see how to declare array in programming. So first is, when we declare any array, we simply write integer a of 5. When I declare in this way, what will happen in memory, where there is a continuous memory locations available, the slot will be allocated for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is 5 values of array A. Okay. But in this memory, what will be there? Initially there will be nothing. It will be garbage value. Okay. So when we don't give any data to it, it is going to consist. In C, whenever we declare any variable in C, it is initializes with garbage value when we don't define the data for that variable. Right. So initially it will hold the garbage value unless I will give the data to it. Okay. There is one more type where I can give the data to the array. That is a direct declaration. How? Suppose integer a of 5, that is equal to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, what will happen? It will be replaced with data. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So this is one of the way to declare the array. This is called as a direct declaration. Okay. So if I declare, suppose int a is equal to 5, int a of 5 is equal to 10 and 20. When I say a of 5, 10 and 20, then where will be this 10 and 20, and what about the rest of the 3 numbers? So in memory, what will happen? It always starts from 0. The base address is always starts from 0. So this 10 will be at the 0th index and 20 will be at the first index. And now we don't know the value for this. So it will consist some garbage value. Okay. If I'll give 6, I know that there is a space here. So what will happen when I declare an array of 5 and I give 6 different data for that array? What will happen? Nothing will happen. It will just save 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and this 6 will not be in picture because we have allotted only 5 places. Okay, but when we allot for 5 places, that is when we declare an array of 5, size 5, and we give only 2 data, then the rest 3 remaining places will hold the garbage value. Okay, so this is a declaration. So you must have aware of global and local declaration. So when we declare the data, or when we declare any array in local way while writing the program, this is what will happen. But when we declare any array in a global way, what will happen? It will always hold data 0 if we will not initialize it. Okay, how I will tell you. Okay, so if this is an integer a, and if it is declared globally, okay, so if I have declared an array a globally, then it will have initial value 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, and when I say in globally declared a, when I say 1, 2 and 3, then from 0 to 0, 1, 2, it will take 1, 2, 3 and rest 2 elements will be 0. So this is a difference between local declaration and global declaration, right? So now we have to process the array. How to process the array? As I have said, the index number plays the important role when we are to process the data of any array, right? So we have 6 different processing things that we are going to see while learning the array. Suppose a of 5. Okay, so I have declared the array directly. Okay, so suppose 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is my array A, which is holding 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So how to traverse the array? In memory it is already written that there are 5, these are the data of this array. Now if I want to traverse the array and if I want to print the data of each index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, how I can do that? And for that we will require loops. Okay, so we will see the basic program of array now. As I have already told you that for the programming you need to know the how loop works. Okay, so for arrays we are going to use the iteration, that is for loop. Okay, one of the simplest loop, that is for loop. Now how? Okay, so let us write a program to traverse the array, right? So right now what will happen, what we will do is we have to declare an array, int array of say 5 numbers. So in C programming, how we are going to declare the array and how we are going to access the element, how we are going to save or store the element in the array. Let us see that. So first of all, right? Okay, very basic. Now what we'll do, we will declare integer a of 5. Okay. Now what I want to give data to all the 5 elements of the array, right? I want to give the data to all the 5 elements. So what will happen at the same time, when I declare this, some memory block will be allocated. Okay, so now what will be the index numbers? It will be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That is 5 minus 1. Okay, so we will always start, the base address will be starting from 0 till n minus 1, that is 5 minus 1. Okay, so now this will happen right now. Okay, now here is a garbage value. Okay, now I want to give data to all these 5 elements. How I will give? So I will ask user, that is I will printf enter values. Okay, so this is just a printing purpose. This is just to write something, like we have to print. How we are going to scan the data? How we are going to take the input, and how we are going to store it in this place? Because when we process any data and when we access any array, it starts from the first element, that is the 0th element, right? So for that we will require one more variable, that is I. Okay, so now when I say print the data, I want how many elements? I want 5 elements, right? So I will write for loop for I equal to 0. Right now my I will be here. For I equal to 0, I less than what? N, that is 5. Okay, I plus plus. Don't get confused why I have written 5 here, because it should be less than 5. It should be less than 5. It should be less than. This is n minus 1. Right? N is equal to 5. Size is equal to 5. I will be starting from 0 till n minus 1. So for I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. So what will happen? Scanf %d and A of I. Okay, when we write this statement, for I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, for every iteration it is going to take the data from the user and it is going to place it. And when I say printf what will happen? I will be able to see all the data which have been given by user. Okay. And this is the simplest program of array. So when I say enter the values, when this loop will start, so first thing what will happen, user will input some 20. Okay, so this 20 will get scanned, and at the rate, this is ampersand, that means at the address of I. Where is I? At 0th position. So maybe this value is 2120. Okay, so it will start from 2120, and that is why arrays are also called as internal pointers. Okay, so it will go there and it will 20 at this place. For the second iteration, I is going to be 1. Right? It will check the condition. What is the value of I now? I is 1, which is less than 5. Yes, it is less than 5. So now if user will give 30, it will scan it and it will place this 30 here. At the next iteration, I is going to be here. That means I's value will be 2. I will be 2. It will check whether I is less than 5. Yes, it is 2. Then it will take the value. Suppose it is 50. Then it will write 50. For the next iteration, it will check what will be the value of I. It will be 3. It is less than 5. Yes, right? So it will take that 60 here. For the next iteration, I will be 4. It is less than 5. Yes, it is less than 5. So it will take this value. Right? It will take this value and it will store it, and then the I value will be 5. Okay. So when I say I is equal to 5, 5 less than 5, condition failed. Okay, and it will terminate the loop because we need only this much data from 0 to 4. Okay, so for that is why we have written here n, that is the size of array. Okay, so that's why it is 5. So when the condition will get failed, it will terminate the loop and it will go out of the loop, and then when I say printf, that time all the data will get printed and we will see the output like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70.